Welcome to Rubens Nest Uniquely Yours, a show designed for the plus-size community to enrich, encourage, empower, inspire, inform, and entertain. We have a great show today featuring Question of the Day, a discussion on full-figure modeling, and a segment dedicated to loving you first. Tips on gaining self-confidence. Let's meet the ladies of the nest, Cydia, Sandra, and Tamia.
Take it away, ladies. Hi, everybody, and thanks for joining us today. This is our premiere show, and we're all so excited, and we hope that you enjoy it enough to become regular viewers. So, why Rubens Nest? First of all, Rubens Nest comes from a play on the word Rubenesque. I choose to think of us as Rubenesque works of art, as opposed to just plus size, right, big girls, chubbies, voluptuous, all those names, you know. So thick. We're Rubenesque, and ergo Rubens Nest. And I know that there are a whole lot of shows out there talking about being plus size, but hopefully our show will bring new insights and perspectives to familiar topics. And also we want to be able to talk about things that others don't want to talk about, and, yes, and do a deep dive, yeah, into some of those issues. Yes. So we're going to have a good time. Yes. We are. There's going to be a lot of entertainment. There'll, yeah, definitely be a lot of laughter. So let's get the show rolling.
Well, thank you, Cydia. All right, I'm ready to have some fun. So over the show, we'll be posing questions and take them to the streets. And so we're going to hear what the people are saying in the streets. And one of our co-producers, Jasmine, took to the streets for the question of the day. And the question is, do you feel comfortable enough in your skin to be a model? So let's look at the responses we got.
Rubens Nest. All right, so we're going to get those real answers to that very awesome question. Do you feel comfortable in your skin to be a model? Let's go check it out. Do you feel comfortable enough in your skin to be a model?
No, absolutely not.
Why is that?
Yeah, I guess I try not to adhere to any, I think beauty is subjective or in the eye of the beholder. But yeah, I definitely don't have the confidence to try to go for something like that. So I would never consider myself a model.
What do you think, like, what would it take?
Oh, I mean, I think I first would, I guess maybe I do have some standards. Maybe I would think I fit into something like that. As far as your face is concerned, or my face is concerned, and yeah, maybe if people were telling me my whole life I should be a model, maybe that would help.
Do you think that you would feel comfortable enough in your skin to be a model?
No.
Okay. Okay. Tell me why.
As it is right now, I had my baby about 7 months ago, and I'm still healing from that. And so with that awesome blessing, I got a lot of stretch marks and a gut. So I have yet to see even plus size models that actually have a real gut, or like real double chins, whether they're my height, which is 5'3", or for like print models, I guess, or taller. I know that, I don't know, I just...
What would it take? What would it take for you to consider being a model?
More self-confidence, possibly to see somebody else to have done it already, but for it to be more publicized, if that makes any sense. Because I know that there are women who, are starting to get away with, having cellulite on there, or just them in their skin and being comfortable, but it's a lot harder to be like, yeah, I want to go out there and do it, when you're like, there's no one else out there that's acceptable.
So if there was a young girl out there who looked like you,
yes,
and if you wanted her to know that she was beautiful,
That's
would you consider?
That's very good. That's very interesting. So if there was a girl out there who looked like me, how you doing? No, I'm just kidding. I would want you to know that you are beautiful. That's crazy. I'm about to cry. Besides, no matter what anybody tells you, and that what you're going through is just a journey, and you'll get to the other side and be beautiful to yourself. And I'm pretty sure you make other people happy just because of your smile. And yeah, can we pause?
That was great.
Okay.
After some heartfelt responses, this is Jasmine Henderson with your man on the street. Back to you.
Rubens Nest.
Wow, that was awesome. I really heard some good things there, you know, and especially about confidence or lack thereof. And it's kind of a shame because when you're first born into the world, you don't have preconceived notions of, oh, I'm fat, or I'm too tall, or I'm too thin, I'm too short, whatever. And through growing up, you're bombarded by social media, especially now social media, and family, you know, giving you perceptions about yourself that just really aren't very healthy.
No,
really,
not at
and
all.
I think self-confidence is a big one because it's almost like a hammer and a nail. You know, you just keep hammering that nail, and it just sticks. It becomes firm in that wood, and it's just not coming out. You know, you still have those almost wounds.
Yeah,
you know,
they are
being
wounds.
told, you know, that you're not thin enough and you're not pretty enough. You know, your hair's too short, your hair's too thick. It's, you know, it's just amazing how the self-confidence gets beaten.
I agree.
By that.
You know, I found it very interesting that both ladies were negatives as opposed to having interest in wanting, you know, to be confident enough. And the confidence came back to, you know, how I look and what I've been told.
And what they've seen.
And what they've seen.
Yeah.
And it's very sad, it really is, that unfortunately we have so many young women out there, and young guys too,
Yes,
who
definitely.
are coming up and they're not given that positive feedback at home, which is where confidence comes from. You know,
And, I was
Go
just going
ahead.
to say, and the first lady did say that if she was told that, then she would,
Right,
it would have been already in
yeah,
her.
yeah,
So
exactly.
we do need to tell our loved ones, young ones, girlfriends, friends, guy friends, you know, give them a genuine compliment, you know?
Yeah. I found it interesting. I found it interesting, the second young lady, when she was talking about being out there and not seeing herself.
Yes.
And I don't know if people know this, but in the modeling world, in the world of fashion, there are actually two types of plus size models. You have the 12 to 16, 18. They're considered full-figured models.
Right.
Yes.
Anything over a size 18 is considered supersize.
Yes.
Right. Unfortunately, you don't see enough of the supersize on the runway.
Right.
You know, they're very specialized. They're out there, but you see it in a lot of print ads. And on the internet, you'll see tons of really empowered women who are, you know, with stretch marks, double chins,
Real.
you know, arms, you know, the arms that wave,
Right.
you know, and when you say hi,
And they wave back.
yeah, right, exactly. So they're there,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, because they don't get enough play, people don't see that, so therefore they feel, you know, ooh.
They're
yeah.
not represented out there, truly not represented.
Exactly, exactly.
Kind of like they're in the magazine in the paper bag. You know?
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
The taboo.
Yeah.
Exactly, exactly, and it's it is really sad. And I hope that what we do here will help them out there.
Yes.
so that they don't feel that way. I mean, the three of us have three different body types, but we would actually be considered supersized models.
Yes.
You know, I don't mind being called a supersized model.
Me either.
You know, I think of myself as kind of, you know, super.
Really?
So, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I don't have a problem with that.
No.
So, okay. Well, you know, ads pay the bills.
Yes.
They do.
So, Sandra.
Right? Well, I know when I go to certain places, they don't have my size, or they say it's my size, but it isn't my size. So I have to buy 2 sizes larger. But at Ashley Stewart's, that doesn't hold true. Yeah. That really doesn't hold true.
Yeah.
I've shopped there. I enjoy shopping there. I find pretty much anything I need, and some things I don't. Right?
Yeah.
Easy to shop, whether you're shopping in store or online. It's diverse enough. You know, you can be any size, not just big, but also your height, whether you're short, tall, whatever way you want to go. But it is absolutely the place to shop, I find. And you can go to ashleystewart.com. If you do not have a store near you, you can shop online, and they'll get it out to you as quick as they can. And, right?
I shop there a little too frequently.
You have the frequent buyer card.
I do.
Okay.
I do. You know. Yeah, I broke down, and I don't usually use credit cards, but they offered, and I was like, okay, sure, why not? You know, but they do have great things. Yeah, they do have great things. So, terrific. So, Tamia.
Yes.
You know, let me take a second to introduce these ladies. All right, this is Tamia, on my right.
Hi.
And Sandra on my left. And these are two ladies that I've known separately for quite a while.
Yes.
And they have come to know each other.
Yes.
You know, it's been a shorter time, but
Right.
but we all are very passionate about this topic.
Yes.
And about this show. So it's really nice to have two people who are on the same page with me here at this table. You know, being able to bring some fun,
Right?
enriching,
Yes.
inspiring,
Yes.
empowering,
Yes.
and informative topics, you know, for all of you out there. So I wanted to say that first and just let you guys know it's so nice to have you here. So nice.
Thank you.
It's good to be here.
It is. It is exciting. Well, we're going to be speaking on fashion, and a very Cydia will be sashaying down the runway in our local fashion show, but both of the ladies will be modeling and participating in a plus size show and a beauty pageant. They've done this for many years, so obviously they're very comfortable in their own skin. And Cydia, how did you get into modeling?
Well, I was not always as confident because I grew up in a home where my parents were constantly on my case about being, you know, too full, you know, too much bust, too much hips, too much everything. And never real positive reinforcement. So I kind of grew up with that. I mean, my mother even wrote me a letter, which is a whole nother story, and for a show. You know, look forward to that one, where she made a comment that she thought I was a beautiful young woman. I was smart, intelligent, but no man was ever going to love me because I was fat. You know, which, you know, that was like, you know, just stab me in the heart, why don't you? So that's the environment I came up in. And it used to really bother me a lot until one day I happened to be actually telling that to a friend, and the friend said to me, you know, seriously, you know, have you looked in the mirror lately? He says, you know, you're great, you're fabulous, and don't let what your parents tell you make you feel bad about yourself. And so kind of light went on in my head, and I said, all right, okay, you know, maybe I need to do something about it. And so I did. I sought out trunk shows. There was a store way back then called was Moto Day. That I've just aged myself.
Yeah.
But it was an old show, and they featured, plus size clothes. And so I went and I just kind of asked questions about, do you ever do shows? I would love to participate. So I did the show, and actually a woman walking through the mall saw me, approached me, and asked me if I would model for a big show she was doing for an organization called NAFTA, which is, that's the National Organization for the Advancement of Fat People. Never heard about it, and she says, well, we're doing a big show and I'd love you to participate. So I did it, and I really did it because I wanted to prove to myself that I could get up there, I could feel good in my skin, and I could get out and model and not feel in any way less than my skinny model sisters. So I did that, and from there, she sponsored a beauty pageant, and I decided to participate in that. When I won,
wow.
Oh yeah, well the ego went. Psh.
Okay.
It was like
there she is.
All right. But it actually was a wonderful thing because it was, for me, I had arrived and I felt, okay, I can do this. So modeling then became easy. The first time walking down the ramp, not so much. Right. It just really kind of makes you, you're a little nervous. You're thinking to yourself, what are these people thinking? Will I fall? Will I trip and embarrass myself? And be a big tomato squash, out on the runway. Will I bounce? Yeah, exactly. And which really, which just would be mortifying. It's like, oh my God, just open up, swallow me whole.
Yes.
But I did it. Once I did the first show, I was able to do other shows. When I did the first pageant and won the pageant, I was, then comfortable enough to be able to participate in others, and actually I was just very blessed that I happened to win, each one of those pageants. I don't know if that would happen today, but I will. And as you said, I am going to be participating in a local fashion show in Pasadena in February, so that's going to be kind of fun. I haven't tripped the Light Fantastic in a while, so hopefully it'll be fun. And all you local people will have to check out and get information and come on and see me do my thing once again, for old time's sake. So, but yeah, it's not easy, but it's definitely satisfying.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think, many people should be able to get out there and learn at some point in time that be uncomfortable in order to get comfortable.
Yes.
Well, it goes back to the question, are you comfortable enough in your own skin to model?
Right.
Yes.
Are you? And I think we all have tips on how to gain that confidence, and how to help others come out of the shell, so to speak, and like you did it afraid.
Yeah.
Right.
That first time you're doing that, yes, you've got fear. It's scary. It's, because like you said, you don't know. It's an unfamiliar.
Yes.
So every time you do anything, learning to drive, doing anything, it's always the unfamiliar that brings the fear. But if you learn to do it afraid, just do it. Just get out there and try it. If you like it, great. If you don't, okay. If you fall, okay. It's life, and it's okay. Just pick yourself
up,
and
try it again.
Laugh and wave and keep moving.
That's right.
Really?
Bounce right on down. Right.
You won't be the first to fall.
Exactly.
So I think the tip that I would have is just do it afraid.
Yes.
Try it. It's worst anybody can ever tell you is no.
Exactly. That's so true. So true.
It's okay. What do you think, Cynthia?
Well, one of the true sayings is, what is fear? Is it false evidence appearing real? The false evidence is that you're not pretty enough, can't do it enough, or don't look good. No, do it. You are. You will be. And like one of the young ladies said in one of the interviews, to me, it was kind of like just speaking to it.
Right.
You know, she couldn't kind of, quite see it fully for herself. But when she was referring to the young lady, she would tell the young lady, "You're pretty," or in this instance, "You can do it. Do it." So yes, like you said, do it afraid.
Yeah.
Do it, and you can, and you will.
Yeah.
And like yourself, your story you gave, you did it, you won, and did it again, and won, and here you are again, about to do it in what, a month?
Yes.
So, yay, do it.
Exactly.
I like that. Do it afraid.
Right, do it afraid.
Do it afraid. I think my tip for gaining self-confidence really starts with learning to love yourself first.
Yes.
You know, there's a little poster that has been around for a long time with a little boy who says, you know I'm somebody because God doesn't make junk.
Exactly.
You know, and every time I see that, it just reminds me, you know, my little angel here, my sister gave that to me one year. And she said to me, every time you feel that you aren't pretty enough, deserving enough, sexy enough, she says, you look at that angel, all right? And that angel is going to be the thing that's going to remind you and help you to love yourself. And I think that's so important, that you have to remember you're not junk. You know, you are incredibly beautiful.
Yes.
You know, some people, their features are marvelous, you know, they're flawless. But, you know, I find beauty in the imperfection.
Yes.
You know, you can have a big nose, you can have, crossed eyes, but it's what's in here and how you feel about you.
Exactly.
That absolutely transforms you into beautiful. And once you feel that, then the self-confidence comes. It walks hand in hand.
We've all met the pretty boys, and the pretty girls who, you want to get to know them, and then they turn out to not be very pretty.
Exactly.
That
well, it's a facade.
right, just fades away as if it melts away, because it's not, their spirit isn't there, and it's not really someone you want to be associated
Exactly.
with. It's very, very fake.
Yeah.
That's only, 10%, they say. I think 10% of people, the Hollywood sect, is really 10% of the population.
Yeah.
I think that's probably worse than the lottery.
And I would probably say 100% of them have had work done.
Oh, absolutely. Slice and dice. Right? You see them in one movie and you're like,
there's something different about you. Yeah, exactly.
I remember that.
I like real.
Right?
Me too.
Yeah. There's nothing like the real thing.
Yeah.
So no slicing and dicing for me.
Nope.
So I remember you were telling me that you had read about some
Right.
statistics.
Yeah, the Glamour magazine pulled 300 women of all sizes, not just plus sizes, but down to size 2, and found that 97% of those women think something negative about their body 13 to 50 times a day. That's horrible.
It is.
That really is. Yeah,
That's a lot of
is.
Yeah, and 50% of those women admitted that they play a negative loop in their head all day long about how, they don't look right. Or like I was sharing with you, sometimes when I go to restaurants and I look at the booth and think, uh-oh, that looks a bit small, and I kind of size up the booths, because it's like, are the boobs going to hang over the table, or, am I not going to fit and be embarrassed? It's so you play those records almost like, in your head constantly about silly stuff, and most of the time it doesn't come to be.
Exactly. And the thing is that we play those little things in our head, and 99 and 9/10% of the time, we know there's no basis for it at all. However, it does, it does affect you in a major way.
Everything you see, though, makes you feel that way. Whether it be billboards, commercials, you see the slender lady. You always see the slender lady, and then the guy comes out in a robe and he's fat, but it's okay for him to be fat, and with the scruffy beard, And I've noticed that one day. I'm like, what? But that's almost subliminal.
Yes.
You know, because you're not thinking about it, but you're seeing it. Every commercial you see, you're seeing it. You're seeing it. So your mind goes, "Oh, you don't look like that."
Yeah, exactly.
You don't look like that.
Yeah.
And even she's playing Jane, and you still don't look like that, you know, because you don't see plus size.
You know, I'll tell you a secret. Once upon a time, you know, dating, you know, going out there and dating one, that there's always that huge fear that, you know, nobody will ever want to go out with you. And I had a phobia in my head about, okay, whoever I go out with has to be like really tall and really, really big, you know. And I was missing out on a whole lot.
Right.
By, you know, just wanting that type. But then, you know, you realize, you know, a lot of good stuff comes in small packages, you know. And so you kind of have to get that out of your head and stop, you know, stop thinking that way.
Right.
And, you know, and stop with what society says is norm. You know, and they.
Who
what
are they? Who
I
are,
know.
I don't know about they.
I punch them sometimes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I know.
Whoever they are.
They are. I don't know, but they need to go away.
Right.
So.
And I just wanted to share that, have you ever noticed, or has this ever happened to you, when you were out and about, when you thought you were cute, maybe you didn't get a compliment, but that day that you were just running out and you just kind of, you know, you were clean, but you weren't looking what your best was, and you got the most compliment out of the blue, and it just gave you a little boost.
Oh, yeah.
And that happens to me when I'm just in my regular, like for instance, a couple of weeks ago, I had a birthday, and I was walking out of 31 Flavors getting my free birthday ice cream. And they had a good song on, and I was just singing, and I had noticed this good-looking guy come out of Starbucks, and I was getting ready to go into Starbucks to get my free birthday coffee.
There you go.
And when I went in there, they had this really good song, and as I walked out, I was still singing in my own little world, singing a song, confidently walking to my car, and the guy just out of the blue, and she said, "I just wanted to let you know, you have a beautiful voice." And I looked back and cheesed, and I walked to the car, and I don't know if you've ever seen the movie, where I forget the movie is where she's looking. She goes, "Is he looking? Is he looking?"
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
I get in the car and I had to call a friend, and I just had to just tell her, and I was like, you know what, that so encouraged me, because it was nothing more than just a simple compliment, but it just, you know, gave me a little boost.
And you didn't get his number. You just went to your car.
Yeah, you know, if it was going to be anything more, he would have to come my way, but no, but
you and I need to talk.
I am single.
We need to talk. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, and it was just simply just a day that, you know, I didn't have those negative thoughts in my head. I was just simply going about the day, enjoying life.
Right.
And here out of the blue, I got this nice little
go.
compliment, and it was just like, you know, okay, wow.
No.
So yeah.
I love it.
Right?
I love it. Yeah. Well,
And we need to do that with others.
Yes.
You know, sometimes we're so stuck thinking of our own selves
yes.
that we don't stop to say, "Oh, hey, Cindy, I love that necklace." You know, or just throw whatever you enjoy about that person.
Yes.
You know?
It is.
And we don't do that enough.
We don't.
We don't.
We don't compliment each other enough. We don't really support each other as we should. You know,
We don't.
and that's what we need to do.
Yes.
So, and I think going forward, that's what we're going to do.
Yes.
Okay. So, folks, that's our show. I hope that you found something interesting. Perhaps you've gained a little bit of self-confidence, you know, and maybe you're ready to go out and strut your stuff, you know. We've got a lot of good stuff coming up on our future shows.
We do.
The next show, we're going to be talking to an up-and-coming actress.
Yes.
She's
Who?
awesome.
Yes, she is.
Awesome.
She really is. She's
We have to make her sing.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
If we do anything, we've gotta make her
her
sing.
sing.
Okay.
Yeah, she's fabulous. And she hasn't let anything get in her way, you know, of pursuing her dream. You know, plus we'll be touching on size discrimination within the entertainment industry. So please come back. You know, we want to see you. Keep coming. And I want to thank my two buddies here so much, you know, for being here with me. This is my dream come true, So, you know, it's just an amazing, wonderful experience, but even more so because I'm sharing it with you guys.
Yes.
You know,
And
so,
with you.
and with all of you.
Yes,
with all of
come
you.
on back.
So, want you to come back, and in the meantime, I need you to go out and do something that's uniquely yours.
Uniquely
Mwah.
yours.
Bye.